Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. One of the guys we'll be watching out for today, Greg Monroe.
Well, Monroe is one of the more promising young big men that we have in the league, Kevin, because of his offensive skill set. He can really pass from the high post. He can go down to the low block and score. He's got that strong left hand. So he's a guy who I think could be a cornerstone for this club for a long time.
I agree with you. I love his game. He's not the most athletic player, but you don't have to be always super athletic to be outstanding as a basketball player. There's more to the game.
Here's your Redco. He feeds it to Jennings. He kicks it to Uredko. Shot clock at 5. From deep. Good. Uredko's got 5 points so far.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three. You know, Detroit, despite how they struggled, did a few good things last year, even though they fell way short of the playoffs. But playing against the Western Conference, playing well against the Western Conference, wasn't one of the things they did well. He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Pistons trailed by 6. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, guys, the head coach for the Portland Trailblazers gave me just a couple of minutes. We discussed their game plan defensively, and he mentioned that controlling Greg Monroe will be crucial. He said Monroe is a guy who can score inside, rebounds well, and his passing really sets him apart. Their offense runs best when it goes through his hands, so pressuring him and staying vigilant is essential for us. Guys, can they slow him down?
And as always, Doris, thank you. The Pistons shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
Well, you look at last season's numbers, guys, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And it's something they know that if they improve, can really have a big impact on their success.
Nice off the determination that time, Clark to get to the rim.
We know he can bounce, and right there an example of how dangerous he is when he's got a path to the hoop.
And you love the versatility, guys. Being a point guard, and in this situation, they tack on 2 more points, expanding the lead in a pretty deflating way for the defense.
Charlie Villanueva's checked in for the Pistons. Well, as you mentioned, with the Pistons and the West, just a 4-26 record for them, Clark, and with the 2nd worst in the entire league. Steve, only 1 win better than the Bobcats, who had a league-low 3 in that category. What went wrong there?
Well, it's the youth for sure. They made a lot of mental mistakes. They didn't have that one player who could consistently create his own shot and open up space. That's one of the reasons they went out and got Josh Smith, to try to be that player and that leader.
Robinson inside. Banked in off the glass. Robinson's got his first points of the game.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
Jennings with the ball. 23 points for him the last game against Oklahoma City.
Boy, guys, I love the growth that Greg Monroe has shown in his first 3 years in the league. It's been slow and steady, but that's the kind of player you can build around. Consistently getting better and highly skilled.
And for Monroe at 6'11", he's a bit of a tweener between power forward and center. And he said he's comfortable playing at either position.
That's a great thing to have, that type of versatility on the front line, because you know that teams are going to break down a little bit, foul trouble, have injuries. So you have a guy who gives you that kind of flexibility. It's a huge asset.
So for the Trailblazers, their last game, a win against the Kings.
That was a game in hostile territory, too, guys. And it seemed like they had confidence right from the beginning, unbothered by being on the road.
And, you know, their shots were falling. From the top to the bottom of that lineup, their guys were heated up.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert it. He's got to take that every time.
Here's Tubb. And Robinson throws it down.
These teams don't look like they belong on the same court today.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous to have a double-digit lead this early.
And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession.
Well, Well, as we take a look at the rankings, let's see where Detroit ended up last season. 13th in rebounding, 14th in field goal percentage. And for blocks, interior defense, not a strong point for them. Just top 20 in the league.
Here's Tubb. No good. And Detroit the other way now. This, of course, the first opportunity to play Portland this season.
Yeah, they faced each other twice last season, and they split those two games in what really wasn't a season to remember for either team.
Jennings kicks to Villanueva. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings.
You can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Trailblazers leading by 7. Pass to Dub. Back to Lillard. Just his first attempt. Rodney Stuckey pulls it in. Steve referenced the series between these teams a year ago. And Clark, it's a good thing they matched up well against each other because they didn't match up well with too many other teams.
Well, that's exactly right, Kevin. I mean, we don't mean to make light of it, but the reality is neither one of them gave opponents very much resistance or too many problems. It was really a down year for both teams.
Tough season, you're right. Here's Tubb, and the bucket counts. He's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
He's such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Robin Lopez is checked in for the Pistons.
You know, at 33 and 49 on the season last year, the Blazers were well below 500, but they were a 500 team against the Eastern Conference.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Bynum. The feed now to Villanueva. And a miss there on the triple.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, they were very lucky defensively because there was some miscommunication there. They left him wide open.
Portland, as you said, was 500 against the East last season. They were 15 up and 15 down. You know, you look at how other teams with that record fared against the East, and Steve, 500 isn't bad.
Well, usually when you finish 16 games under 500 for the season, as the Blazers did, you don't go 500 against either conference. But you know, they happen to just have a good matchup, apparently, with a lot of their Eastern opponents, and they did pretty well.
Good. Villanova's got 6.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Agreed, Clark. They've poured in 3 of the last 5 baskets on pretty open looks behind the arc.
Doubled by Mitchell. Back to Lillard. Lillard, right side. 6 on the shot clock. With a floater. Soft touch off the glass. Lillard's got his first 2 points.
Well, I tell you what, I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders. They're not getting the job done.
Yeah, that's 10 of them.
One more time, give it up for your Blazer dancers. Pistons trailed by 9. Robinson and Aldridge down low. Matthews out there with Dub, and it's right in at the 3 spot. They're the group the Portland Trailblazers will start the second quarter with. Now the dish to Monroe. Stuckey. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Jennings. Rebounded by Dub.
Hard work on the glass once again, fellas. They put a lot of effort into their rebound.
Well, you get more rebounds, you get more possessions, more shots at the hoop, and oftentimes that decides the game.
You know, it's always a challenge adjusting from college to the pro game, particularly when you talk about the size of the NBA big men. When Thomas Robinson struggled his rookie season, he really started to lock into watching tape of another undersized power forward, Mr. Paul Millsap, as a way to try to improve his own game.
The Pistons making a change here. Villanueva's checked in. Here's Aldridge. Got it from 16 feet. Aldridge has got 11 points.
Smart move with that mismatch he's got.
You know what? That extra advantage sure pays off on the mid-range jumper.
Jennings passes to Stuckey. He dishes it to Monroe. From the baseline. And good on the basket. Book it. He has 5. Back to Thomas Robinson, like Millsap, a terrific rebounder in college. He led all big-time NBA prospects in the 2012 draft in overall rebound rate.
And that translated to his rookie season, Kevin, where he had problems finishing. Rookie field goal percentage of 43%.
Jennings kicks to Stuckey.
Thank you, sir. Oh, Dan, you're right.
Pass to Lillard. Dub, three-pointer, hits the bucket. Dub's got 13.
Well, there's plenty to like about him as a player, but one thing that really stands out is the quick trigger. He can catch the ball in space, defenders all over him, but in an instant, lets that shot go, and he is accurate.
And don't forget now, a walking highlight reel every time he steps on the court. His flair for the dramatic makes him worth the price of admission all by himself.
Oh.
Kicks it out to Lillard. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
Well, Blazers coach Terry Stotts is a branch on the tree of head coach George Karl, and that's a pretty good tree to be on. In his playing days, Karl coached Stotts in the CBA, and actually Stotts had a pretty good career in Europe.
Monroe dishes to Stuckey. Down to 5 on the shot clock. No good from 18.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Lillard, the pass to Dub. Aldridge left side. Pass to Dub. Makes it off the glass. Dub's got 15. And for Terry Stotts, after his playing days, he coached as an assistant with George Karl, both in the CBA and then with the Sonics and the Bucks.
And over 2 decades of coaching experience, Kevin. This is his 6th season overall as an NBA head coach. Remember, he coached the Hawks as well as the head man. But I thought did a nice job with Portland last season.
Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, Dub in the last outing against the Kings was superb. He finished with 39 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. Just numbers that really jump out at you in a box score.
Great job, Doris. Thank you, guys. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can stay in a role like that tonight.
I agree with you there. I mean, he obviously hit on something that brought out the best in him, and you can be sure he's going to take the exact
And for Detroit, they come in off a good outing against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, and offensively, everything seemed to come together for them beautifully. It seemed like everything they tried worked.
And with a multifaceted approach like the one they had, it takes a sophisticated defense to stop it, which was not the case that day.
And Craig Monroe with the slam.
That is a booming putback. Step aside, fellas.
They wanted nothing to do with him there.
At least not with the ball in his hands and the rim in sight.
Here's Dub. Good work defensively by Monroe.
That's the kind of defense required when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were right in his face.
Here's Villanueva. Can't get it to go. Trailblazers leading by 8. Dub, the pass to right. Dub, he's guarded by Jennings. Here's Dub. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Dub's got 7 points here in this quarter.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
Jennings drives in. Out to Stuckey. Feeds it to Villanueva. Dishes to Monroe. Robinson on him. Shot clock at 6. No one covering.
Man, bro.
Villanueva's got 12 points in the game.
He's just going crazy.
That was some skill there. Nice use of the bounce pass.
Williams passes to Dub. 1:02 left now here in the second. Back to Williams.
All right, Mo.
And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Williams has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now here's Jennings. Kicks to Urebko. It's back to Jennings. Pistons passing it around. Stuckey dishes to Villanueva. They get the rebound. Tries again. He muscles it in through the contact and they call the foul. And he's on his way to the free throw line.
And you love the concentration. Gets hit, but stays with the play.
He showed a lot right there. Plenty of concentration, finding a way to get that shot to fall.
Catching up on the changes for Portland. Marcus Aldridge is checked in for Wright. Matthews comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Damian Lillard subbed in for Mo Williams.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice-looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
Yeah, no question. Kept great awareness and terrific finish. More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
You like that thing?
Lets a floater go. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket.
He almost got to that shot in time, but not quite. You can't touch the ball once it's on the way down.
Here's Jennings. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there. You know, it's been a bad day for them at the line today as a whole, and far too often, that's the case for this team.
And so we conclude the first half. Portland out in front, leading by 9. And coming up after the break, it'll be Damon Bruce breaking down all the highlights from the first half of play.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Today's a day to honor our nation's heroes. It's Veterans Day, and this is the NBA Halftime Report. Portland with the lead against Detroit. Off to a good start here in the early going of the season, playing above 500. An excellent night underway for Dub, coming off the nice game he had against the Kings in Sacramento. Seems like everything's falling for him. Not sure if he even knows how to miss. And on the other hand, the Pistons still alive. Extra possessions almost too easy to come by. They've piled up the second chance buckets. Charlie Villanueva stood out in the early going. He's got a dozen points, and as usual, he's been effective from distance. A lot of threes so far. And that's it for now. Thanks for stopping in with us. It's time to head back to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, who are all ready with the call.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And now the third quarter, not to get going.
One of the problems for the Pistons last season was
on the floor for Detroit. Monroe and Drummond there inside. Jennings out there with Rodney Stuckey. And it's Jerebko in at the 3. Aldridge, the pass to Dub. Back to Aldridge. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. Now going back to the Pistons, the third quarter for them was by far their worst scoring quarter. Several points lower than any other quarter they played in, and with the sample size you get over the course of a season, that is no accident.
Well, you know, what you think about now with a team like this is that if it's young, maybe they're not used to the tweaks and the adjustments that other teams are making at them over the halftime break. So this is an area for improvement for this Detroit team.
So it's Detroit now, trailing here by 8. Stuckey kicks to Jennings. There's the 3. And it's Portland with the rebound. Robinson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
I'd love to see them impose their will a little bit more on the backcourt. Usually that's a great way to take control of a game.
Well, they haven't been able to do that yet, but it's something they're certainly capable of.
Jennings with the steal. And here's Jennings, the fast break opportunity.
I'm gonna get
All alone. And it's good off the glass. Jennings has got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Trailblazers leading by 6.
You know, if you're not a big, strong guard in the NBA, it can be tough going in the paint. But for Brandon Jennings, you know, he's got that floater in the lane, and that's what's allowed him, despite his slight frame, to be able to score in the paint.
Jerebko dishes to Stuckey. It's blocked. Outside, Batum. Dub He's guarded by Jennings. No good from Dub. And, you know, going back to Jennings, so fast, incredibly explosive. He can really Clark get into the lane.
Yeah, but, you know, he struggled finishing at the rim. Some of that because of his size. Not really a physically imposing guy. Developing that floater and learning to avoid NBA shot blockers is something that he has to continue to develop.
And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Portland.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
The other thing that's been huge for them is their points in the paint. They're getting the ball inside and converting on a regular basis.
First one falls for him.
Boy, you talk about a franchise having some terrible luck with injuries. Portland is certainly that team. A lot of emerging stars in Rip City have had their careers or tenure cut short because of injury. And the injury bug once again reared its head for Portland.
Mitchell, he's checked in for Greg Monroe. Bynum kicks to Caldwell Pope. Back to Bynum. Pass to Drummond. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Caldwell Pope from deep. Portland grabs the miss. Aldridge has got rebound number 8 now on the night. As you said, with the Blazers throughout the ages, they've had to deal with injuries to guys like Walton and Oden and most recently Roy. Unfortunately, Steve, starting over is something that they are used to doing.
But they are in a pretty good position to do so right now, Kevin. I think they've been really good in the draft the last... Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in. They have to build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
Here's what Detroit's going with right now. Greg Monroe. He's checked in for Andre Drummond. And Uredko is subbed in for Mitchell. Gets it to go. Uredko's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Well, his scoring this quarter has been off the charts, and the complexion of the game as a result may change.
Aldridge, the pass to Dub. And there's a whistle. That goes on Will Bynum. That is his first foul of the game.
And they're 1 away now from being in the penalty.
Yeah, you know, now's not the time to be careless. The next one sends them to the line.
Here's Dub, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. 23 points for Dub.
Boy, you can't run an inbounds play any better than that right there.
Okay, well, let's check in with Doris Burke reporting from our sideline in this game. Doris, take it away.
Kevin, there's no doubting Damian Lillard is off to a great start in his NBA career and is a great match with LaMarcus Aldridge in the pick-and-roll game. Aldridge, no doubt, happy to have such a ready-made teammate, saying, quote, "The thing that stands out the most is his pace and poise. He has all the tools to be great, and he listens and is trying to grow." Coach Scott summed it up this way: he's legit. Gentlemen.
An intriguing young talent. Thanks. And he knocks down the first one.
Detroit really is one of the younger teams in the league as far as their core and future are concerned. It's always nice to kind of think, what might they become going forward? But they are going to struggle at times, especially on the road.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
Pistons did have big problems getting wins on the road, and that is one of the reasons why the fans were a bit frustrated with how the team developed over the course of last year. Steve, they just couldn't finish off games when they were the road team.
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. Just 11 and 30 away from the Palace. And, you know, when you're a young team, it takes a lot of mental toughness and growth to be able to close out games on the road. It's something they're still learning.
Portland leading by 11. Shoots from 8. No good off the back of the rim.
You'd expect him to nail that one being that close to the hoop.
He feeds it to Single. Rebound, Thomas Robinson. Robinson's got 8 rebounds in this game. Dub, the pass to Aldridge. Dub. Back to Aldridge. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
8 of the last 10 points at that end of the court have been scored on very high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily strategic, Clark. It's just a matter of playing with more heart. Got to play hard, guys.
He kicks to Uredko. Again, the miss by the Pistons.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Aldridge dishes to Robinson. A second chance effort. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough, they have. So we've got a couple of free throws coming up. He's made one and missed one so far in the game.
You know, even though it was a down year for the Blazers in terms of their overall record last year, they still enjoyed quite a bit of success at home. It's one of the better home court advantages in the league.
Andre Drummond's checked in for the Pistons. Villanueva comes in for Kyle Singler. Here's Tubb, and he jams it with authority. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying Clark to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Mark?
Well, you know what the questions are about now is their defense. That's for sure.
He has a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
Yeah,
wow.
that could very well be a contender for Dunk of the Year and perhaps might make its way all over the internet.
I'm with you. I'm with you, Clark. That's a crowd pleaser if I've ever seen one.
Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for Detroit. And for the Blazers, as you said, not the year they wanted, but Steve, they still managed to finish 22-19 here in Portland.
Well, it was a young team, very talented starting five, but very little depth. And I think over the course of an 82-game season, the lack of bench help really cost Portland. But a lot to be excited about, some good young talent, and a home court that traditionally has been very positive for this team.
Passes it to Uredko. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers.
An 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any agenda.
It's hard to overstate all the points they've scored on assists today. Beautiful to watch.
It's back to Jennings. There's the feed to Stuckey. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Tries to keep it alive. Jennings can't get it to go.
One of the rare statistical feats you'll ever see in the NBA was accomplished by Nicholas Batum last season. In a December game, he tallied a 5-by-5. 5 points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
Jennings kicks to Bynum. Uredko shoots it up. And again, it's the Pistons missing. Robinson sets a screen for Lillard. He used that pick to get in close. Lillard's got 11 points. And last season for Batum, a new gigantic contract, uptick in minutes, and when he was healthy, he was terrific.
Yeah, you know, Portland traded away Gerald Wallace to basically clear a path for Batum. And you're right, when he's healthy, he really can be an effective player out there. I like his defensive versatility. With his length and speed, he can guard either wing players or perimeter guys.
Bynum with it. Matthews covering. Looking to end the run. Bynum missing again. Trailblazers leading by 23. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. And the pass to Dub. Batum a screen on Stuckey. Dub the pass to Batum. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
Now, he's one of the best in the league when it comes to executing that lead pass.
Jennings dishes to Uredko. It's back to Jennings. With 1 on the clock, and he connects with the jumper. Jennings has got 13. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Portland out in front, running away with this one. From the Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon, we're back in a moment.
Be sure to check out the latest issue of Dime Magazine. Dub, featured on the cover, one of the league's rising stars.
And we're rolling here again with the fourth quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. Detroit's gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Robinson and Aldridge down low. Damian Lillard out there with Dub, and it's Matthews in at the 3, the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
I don't know who was supposed to be on him there, but clearly a mistake by the defense.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And now we'll look at the upcoming schedule for the Portland Trail Blazers. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home.
You know, guys, Portland had one of the worst benches in the history of the league last season. You know, they didn't get much contribution there. It was almost like they went into every game playing 5 versus 12.
Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Damian Lillard. Well, as Clark was talking about when referring to the Blazers, the bench scoring was a big problem for him, as they didn't have anyone really outside their starting 5 that Steve could be counted on for 7 points or more a game.
Yeah, look, the NBA game is 48 minutes long. It's tough to survive for those full 4 quarters when you have no offensive punch off the bench. But I think this offseason they added a lot of firepower, a lot of scoring in reserve, and we'll see if that makes a difference for this team this year. He's been working some magic out there today, guys. This lead has been largely his making.
Stuckey kicks to Jennings. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. And it's Matthews with the jam.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
Yeah, it feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
And here's what the Detroit Pistons schedule looks like. They can look forward to the Oracle Arena after this game to match up against Golden State. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand. Here's your Repco. There's the dish to Jennings. In low to Monroe. From 10 feet out, they grab their own miss. Gets it to go. 6 points here for Drummond.
You know, he's really adept at keeping possessions alive by hitting the boards and cashing in on some of those putbacks.
And we can't forget to mention his rebounding now. When you watch him, just keep an eye on the way he battles in the paint when the shot goes up.
Back to Batum. Aldridge. Craig Monroe with the rebound.
I thought he'd make that one. And that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
It's Jennings with the drive. All sorts of time. And the basket good. Yarebko's got 13 points here in the second half alone. Trailblazers leading by 21. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Oh, what an amazing throwdown. Fearless to go after a big guy in the paint like that.
One shot. And the free throw good from Dub. The Pistons have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Jennings kicks to Drummond. Poke loose. Batum attacking. He passes to Aldridge. Matthews misses the 3.
Boy, from my angle, it looked like it was in the bottom of the net. Looked good from here.
Yep, I thought so too, Clark.
And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Last season, a hard one for Stuckey. The Pistons finally shifted him back to his natural shooting guard position. A lot of people thought he would break out, but instead, he had his lowest field goal percentage and scoring average since his rookie season.
And towards the end of last season, Rodney Stuckey finally seemed to get untrapped.
Well, I tell you, early in his career, I really liked his potential. He's got tremendous talent, a strong slasher who can get to the line. Those are the kind of players who can usually be relied upon to produce buckets. We'll see how he bounces back.
Good on the shot.
Well, this is what he does. He's shooting it well. He's scoring a lot of their points, getting them in front. He
dishes it to Jennings. Fires from deep. That's good. Jennings has got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Trailblazers leading by 21. Here's Tubb. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Tubb's got 41. Now here's Jennings. D right on him. Here's the teardrop. He takes it up and lays it in.
You know, the teardrop sometimes is one of those, oh no, oh no, oh yeah shots.
Back to Robinson. Pass to Dubb. Robinson a screen on Jennings. Deflected and stolen by Jennings. Matthews against Stuckey. With the lead pass. Drummond. Aldridge with some nice D.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
Yeah, that's what's paved the way for them to build this big lead, no question. Way too loose on that inbounds pass.
And the Pistons making a change here. Bynum's checked in. Got a piece of it. Feeds it to Drummond. Rodney Stuckey on the wing. Jerebko. Defended by Batum. Takes the turnaround J. That's good. Jerebko's got 15 points here in the second half.
You know, if you were only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would be ahead.
Here's Tubb. Power down with both hands. Amazing hops exploding to the bucket.
Kevin, you don't expect to see that coming from the point guard position.
No way.
Boy, when he elevated that size, that's impressive.
And Drummond kicks to Stuckey. Dishes it to Bynum. And Detroit again with the bucket. Portland with the ball. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Tubb, the pass to Batum. Tubb, he's guarded by Bynum. Aldridge with a screen on Bynum. Aldridge left side. Lays it up and banks it in. Aldridge has got 22 points.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
And now Portland on the break. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
That's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
The dive for the ball. Out of bounds, Portland takes possession.
7 seconds.
Portland leading by 23. Here's Tubb and power down the jam. His finishes can be dazzling, especially Clark at his side.
Well, you look at a guy who doesn't have the height of some other big-time dunkers, and it always looks better, and he certainly makes up for the lack of height with that athleticism.
Yeah, his leaping ability is just off the charts, guys.
Cans the shot from the wing. 12 points for Greg Monroe.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
Clark, one thing we've seen from these guys is excellent ball movement.
And you love to see that, Kevin. I mean, I love watching unselfish play, and I know Steve enjoys that too.
Yeah, that's the best part of the game. I mean, a five-man team game where the ball moves, has so much unselfish play. It's beautiful to watch.
Now here's Bynum. Defense is right there. Jerebko. Monroe. Guarded by Robinson. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Stuckey. Shot is off. Now Portland takes it the other way. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the latter half of this 2-game homestand.
Oh, how about that basketball, man? Wow. I I love the flow that they've been playing with offensively tonight. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and that lead they have just continues to grow and grow.
Bynum dishes to Stuckey. Back to Bynum. Kicks to Drummond. Pass to Stuckey. It's rebounded by Dub. Dub's got his 7th rebound here tonight. He feeds it to Matthews. Passes it to Dub. Aldridge left side. Trailblazers moving the ball around. The shot's good from Dub. Dub's got 49 points in the game.
These defenders are not putting up much of a fight on the interior. It's been embarrassing. That's 10 consecutive points allowed in the lane.
And that's not the kind of streak you want to have if you're playing defense.
Bynum kicks to Yarebko. Another steal. To the inside. And stolen by Drummond. 4-on-3 break. Rodney Stuckey on the wing. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will take it.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
And the Pistons making a change here. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Andre Drummond. Mitchell comes in for Greg Monroe. Kyle Singler, he's checked in for Yarebko. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Rodney Stuckey. Here's Siva. He kicks it to Singler. Now the pass to Caldwell Pope. Back to Singler. They need this one. It's rebounded by Leonard. Leonard's got 4 rebounds now tonight. They set the pick to the middle. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's Mitchell. He passes to Caldwell Pope. Here's Mitchell, defended by McCollum. 5 on the clock. Mitchell kicks to Caldwell Pope. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Dub. Dub's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. The feed to McCollum. Pass to Dub. From 15 feet away. Jump shot is good that time. Dub's got 51.
He's doing it all for them right now on the offensive side. No matter what the defense has done, they haven't been able to find an answer to stop him. And he's had an answer for every defense he's seen.
They get a hand on it. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And a big game for Dub. 8 rebounds and some big-time point production as well.
Let's just take a moment to appreciate the all-around effort that he's put in here today.
The numbers tell the story, Steve. He is filling up just about every column of that box sheet.
And he's good on the second.
He's made an effort to get into the defense a lot more by aggressively attacking the basket, and he's not shying away from the contact, which has given him some free throw opportunities.
Singler passes to Caldwell Pope. Back to Singler to stop the run. And the shot is good.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
Doubled by Caldwell Pope. And it's out of bounds to Portland. No retained possession.
Now that pass had just a little bit too much heat on it for him to make a clean steal.
Yeah, I think it would have been a tough catch for either of them.
Dub, the pass to McCollum. Dub. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Dub's got 54 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 baskets inside the lane. They have really established themselves inside.
1:02 left in the 4th quarter. Cullen passes to Dub. Singler brings the double team. Passes it to Dub. Poked away. Now Detroit moving it up. Pass to Caldwell Pope. And the layup falls.
It's interesting. They're like a different team now. Suddenly, they've got energy.
You know, it's not going to change anything, though, other than to make their losing margin a little more respectable.
Dub, the pass to Crab. The dish to McCollum. Dub. And that one's good. Dub's got 56 points in the game.
And they're not finished yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, that's how you close out a game, Steve.
Here's Siva. The pass to Caldwell Pope. The three. Second chance shot. Smith, no good. On the line, here's Leonard. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that
Tell
one.
you what,
At the line for two.
see, the whole world hating on Bam getting 83 points. This game wants you to break the record.
The free throw drops for Leonard.
Break the team record this quarter. So I'm going for it. You hear me? I tell you what, when they start, man, I'm going to try to score 90. But yeah, man, out here getting buckets off the bench. 56 points off the bench.
He makes one of two that time. The full court frame. Off on that one. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Stephen Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here.
My boy had a dunk free. Dunking on everybody. They were making me turn over the ball. I ain't supposed to have that many turnovers.
New faces, old best friends, new strangers, new watch just to keep up with the paces, new game plan off the new places. I got a feeling I could win this race. I found my pace. The only thing that you could do for me is please stay about my way. Don't come around my way unless you got something to pay. I'm trying to find a place where I can reach.
We were cooking, man. And them 6 turnovers hurt.
It's got to be a great feeling setting the team record for points tonight. How does it feel to achieve such an accomplishment?
It's something to be proud of for sure. To be up there at the top of the list of some pretty impressive players that have been here before me is a great honor. I never really thought of myself as being in that class. Now I just hope I can stay hot and turn that into some wins for this team.
All right, now I'm a starter. They finally moved me up. I had to break all the records. You know what I'm saying? in order for these boys to put me in the starting role. I had to have 50 and 10 for these boys to put me in the starting role. Let's see what we looking like. All right, I'm at shooting guard, but that's all good. Me and Dame got to get it together. All right.